Hey everybody, good afternoon. This is it's another lunchtime chat. Today is Wednesday the 20th, and boy do things look interesting. The stock market down over 500 last I checked. I don't know if you can call that a panic, but it's definitely significant considering continues the market, the downtrend. It recovered a couple hundred or 100 and something yesterday from the 300 plus, and now it's down 500. So it's definitely trending downward. Oil is under $28 a barrel. They're talking $22 a barrel might be the floor. None of that sounds like what you would call an expanding, growing, healthy economy, like they've been trying to sell for what, 5 years now. So things are getting real interesting on the economic front. China and Asian markets falling apart. China's economy shrinking. All kinds of activity this new year, which all it traces back seems like to that Fed rate hike of 0.25%, which seems to be more than the market could bear. You know, I was convinced they wouldn't do it, but now they did it, pretty sure they're regretting it, because everybody's trying to get their money. Everybody, it's just it's like everybody's waiting for the music to stop to get the last chair for musical chairs, you know. And in this situation with the market, people holding the bag are going to be your average 401k holder. You know, that just puts money away because they're either required to, or they just don't have any other savings plan. And they're the ones who are going to suffer. You know, you might have a good money manager who minimizes your losses, but unless you're a professional or a bank, you're really getting screwed on this whole thing. Because there's people out there making millions and hundreds of millions of dollars off this whole collapse as they short the market and trade options and all kinds of other stuff. There will people be getting very rich. I think the key thing for everybody to remember is the objective here is to have a elite super rich class and everybody else. It's elimination of the middle class, which is communism's goal. And they're well on their way when you consider everybody's exposure in the market and how much different this is than 1929 or 1987, and the type is much different than 2008 because it's more broad based, and it'll probably affect the housing market here shortly too. But yeah, the whole goal is elimination of the middle class, and this is after they've made everybody buy into the system through all these retirement benefits and 401ks and forced you into the market. Now they pull the rug out from you while everybody else makes money off of it, and you're left with pennies on the dollar of what you invested. So things aren't looking good on that economic front at all. Very wary. I mean, what was it? 3.5 years ago, I got everything out that I had control over, but you still have those forced participation accounts that you might have to be involved in. But yeah, if you have any way to control your assets, I don't know if it's ever too late to get them out, or you can just ride to the bottom. Either way, I guess it's your choice. So, you know, we got that. Also, the Oregon situation is continuing to take weird, strange turns. Stories coming out about supposable trauma triage ordering and standing by and all kinds of other stuff by the FBI, which I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there to see it. It'd be nice to see some video or pictures or something to back up some of this stuff. Kind of like the Tales from Bundy Ranch of LRADs and MRAPs. Just never did pan out. But continue to monitor and I don't know. See if the FBI calls our bluff, which is what I think they want to do. I don't think they don't want to let this ride out into resolution. They have a natural tendency to want to nip things immediately, forcefully. So, a situation to monitor. We have our BLM here in Nevada continuing to do their thing, with the aid of the courts, of course. The case of Mr. Hage down south there, who had been fighting since the 80s. A court overturned, the Ninth Circuit Court overturned the appeals court decision to side with Mr. Hage, so they've remanded it back down to a lower court because they said the judge was biased in favor of the people. But of course, because the court's supposed to be in favor of the government. So, right there in plain open sight there on that case. And we also have the case in Battle Mountain continuing from a couple years ago. They had went into negotiations with the BLM. The BLM is not negotiating. And the Filipinos are saying they're going to let out the cattle March 1st, no matter what. Especially if the BLM doesn't come to the table and negotiate and partner with them, which apparently is not happening. So the Battle Mountain issue is coming up again. Last year they let the cattle out without any agreement. So we'll see what comes of that as the BLM continues to try to assert their authority. So we'll try to keep in touch with that. If you want some backstory on the Battle Mountain issue, I'll put a link below for the Grass March, which is almost 2 years ago, a year and 8 months ago. Kind of what started this, where the Filipinos and another rancher were denied grazing. And you'll see Mr. Filippini talking at the Carlin Fairgrounds and a couple others. It gives you a lot of backstory. So check that out if you're interested. And continue to monitor. Anybody out here in the West, I think you know the land issue is what's going to really bring everything to a head, because that's the method of control. Control the resources, control the people. And they did a pretty good job the first 100 years, but with more people in awareness, the people are starting to understand some of the nature of the control and the unconstitutionality of it all. So here's a nice view of the pine nuts. It's the Pine Nut Mountains range from the distance. This is the Sierra Nevada over here. All which, of course, well, I think that's State Park, this line. But all this over here is supposedly the federal government. See that? That's Washington, D.C. right there. 10 square miles. That's what they claim, at least. Including all the foreground and up to here. Actually, I think this might be county where I'm standing right now. But anyway, just to give you some scope, you know, we're talking about areas bigger than some states are claimed by the federal government out here. So continue to monitor that. We'll try to keep you informed. Please inform me if you find out anything before me. I'm sure everybody's in the know that SHOT Show is going on. Check out HDT, High Desert Tactical. He's got some videos. He did a couple of good interviews yesterday with a couple booths that I enjoyed. If I had some money, I'd almost make a purchase. But yeah, go check that out. Good coverage of SHOT Show from several places. Daniel Shaw, Funkle Tactical. They got some good stuff, pictures on Instagram and Twitter and all over the place. Facebook. So you can check them out and what they're doing at SHOT Show. And I don't know who else. I think Haas is there. The normal people, but there's a couple people I would recommend following, getting their perspective. So just putting it out there. This may not get downloaded till a bit later, so who knows, by the time this gets downloaded on YouTube, maybe the Chinese market's completely crashed. I don't know when they'll get it on, but stay safe out there, prepare, train, live free.